So there you have it, another tax cut. Joining us now, Steve Forbes, Forbes Media Chairman and Editor-in-Chief, and Kevin Hassett, former chair of the Council of Economic Advisors. I never met a tax cut I didn't like. Kevin Hassett, what do you make of this? This is part of Trump's 2.0. He wants to extend all the existing tax cuts, but he's adding on quite a few of them, Social Security and tips and overtime. Now he's come up with this one, and he's got one more. You may as well gobble them up together. No double tax on American citizens working abroad. What do you think about this?
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, he was really focused like a laser beam on what's going on in the auto industry as he approached that Detroit Economic Club speech. And one of the things, as we were preparing data for the team to look at, that really struck me, that I hadn't really been paying that close attention to, is how hard it is to get a car these days. Because first, like with all the crazy regulations and with just inflation, the average car price is up about 20% since President Trump left office. And the interest rate, if you borrow for your car loan, has gone from 4% to almost 9%. And so what it means is that the typical person buying a typical car is spending an extra $200 a month on their car payment relative to when Joe Biden took office. And that, President Trump is a very clever businessman, and he has an idea. Well, it used to be that interest was deductible, not just mortgage interest. One way we could get help to people right away and help them get a new car is to make interest deductible.
No, I just heard it. I've been trying to rack my brains, my flu-worn brains as I try to operate. But didn't we have at one point, going way back, thank you, going way back, I'll ask Steve Forbes. You're not a potted plant, just right in here. I want you to contribute. But there was, for various consumer spending and borrowing, the borrowing cost part was deductible. Up until, I don't know.
Yeah, decades ago, you also had a deduction for certain sales taxes as well.
Right.
And they supposedly cleaned it up to get the tax simplification in the mid-'80s, where they got the rate from 50% down to 28%, and a lot of other good stuff. But I think what President Trump seems to be doing is laying the groundwork for a flat tax. I mean, why tax this? Why tax that? Why tax that?
That's a great insight.
And on the full deductibility of investments and the like. Doesn't just affect the auto industry, it affects every business. You buy a piece of machinery, nice to be able to write it off from day one. So this is moving in the right direction. And the fact that he's coming up with things that hit people in a good way in the pocketbook, because one of the things the CPI, as we've discussed here, Consumer Price Index, leaves out, and has for 40 years, is interest you pay on car loans, on credit cards, on mortgages.
I think it's all pro-growth, isn't it?
It is
Every single one of these is pro-growth. And every time
I love the Democrats playing Scrooge. Oh, this will increase the deficit.
Right.
The biggest deficit increases in history in the last couple of years are now saying, oh, deficits may not be good.
Well, that's what you read like in Wall Street Journal, the news part of the Wall Street Journal. Trump comes out with a new one. They come out with a new supposed news story saying how bad it is. All right, or the committee to reform the budget or whatever it's called. This is terrible. It's going to increase the budget deficit. I don't know if it's going to increase the budget deficit. I don't know if it's going to do any such thing.
If so-called serious people are against it, it's good.
Okay. Kevin Hassett, the Federal Reserve should not have had one of these ultra 50 basis point rate cuts. And since they've done it, all the numbers coming out have said to them, you shouldn't have done it. And I said it last night. Right. I don't know if you said it. I haven't seen you in a while. Jay Powell made a huge mistake. He went political. He tried to juice the economy for Kamala Harris. He rushed it. He should have waited until after the election, until he had more numbers under his belt. But so far, jobs have increased way above expectations, and consumer prices have increased way above expectations. Medium and long-term rates have gone up because of that. And there he is, looking just as bad as he can look, Kevin.
I think that the thing that happened is really, really striking. And your old friend Cale, the person who does data with me, pointed out to me that there was a big increase in unemployment. And the increase that we saw in the unemployment rate through, say, last July was something that always happens, always signals recession. And subsequently, the data have turned on a dime and have gotten a lot better. And it's actually been such a sharp reverse in that space that nothing like it has ever happened, like all the way back to the 50s. And so I think when the Fed cut rates, that the data were saying, hey, looks like we might be in a recession. And since then, everything has been, saying, no, we're not. And so in retrospect, for sure, it was a mistake. But I would argue that at the moment that they did it, it looked like we were entering a recession. And so I think it was a defensible move on their part at that moment. But in retrospect, it's obviously a mistake.
Well, I'm going to have to disagree because I think they, here's the thing, Steve Ford. I am more concerned about price stability, and I don't believe in Phillips curves between unemployment and inflation.
Right.
I mean, I know you don't either. It's just interesting to me. Inflation is not dead. It's very sticky. It's probably going to take a lot longer than Jay Powell thinks, point number one. Point number two, if inflation was so dormant, why is a gold price at $26.60? That's a world record of some kind. And I'm also looking at even the CRB futures, which encompasses, 25 or 30 different commodities, including precious metals. That thing's up 10% since early September, which was basically when the Fed made this, what I believe to be political decision. Inflation's not dead. And the Fed's got to figure out a completely different modus operandi, it seems.
Well, that's what the next president has to do, is look at the Federal Reserve, fundamentally ask questions. Your models are wrong. Time for a big change. Bringing in somebody like a David Malpass, who understands the institution, understands King Dollar, understands the importance of dollar stability, and then leave the economy alone. But you have a stable dollar and combine it with what Trump is going to do on tax cuts and the like, and on deregulation. Previously unglamorous, but he made it glamorous in his first term. We saw the good things of it, seen the bad things since when you're going to go in the opposite direction. I think that'll lay the foundations for an economy that must move ahead, because the world is not in great shape. We're not in great shape in terms of security. So this country's got to get back on its feet. We cannot have a recession, a severe recession, which she would bring us.
Kevin Hassett, going to give you 20 seconds. 4% growth. That's my target now. 4% growth. We need resources to build up our defense side, but we also need more growth, which, as I think you know, more growth means less inflation. We'd be curbing inflation by producing more goods and services. Last 20 seconds, Kevin Hassett.
I was just at a private equity conference out at Stanford, and the productivity gains from AI are so real that if a prudent administration gets in and has sound tax policy and sort of gets out of the way of the innovators, we totally could have 4 or even 5% growth for the next few years. This is something that's as big a productivity blast as the internet was.
I know. The only people that don't like 4% growth are economists, PhD economists. They hate it. All they do is rail against it.
And the far left, because it means people are doing things without their permission.
We don't need government for them. I don't know. Steve Forbes, thank you. Kevin Hassett, thanks very, very much.